Welcome to Girthy Weekend Special number 2. Today we are going to be playing the best Mega Knight Cycle deck in the entire game. No statistics to back this one up, just off the top of the dome here. Deck I've been using for a while now in an Ultimate Champion per se, but on ranked, and it's worked like a charm. I use pretty much two sexy beasts, okay? It reciprocates the hog and the nut, and that's ultimately all you're going to need. Off the rep, a 2-for-4 elixir trade, I will take it. Pretty voluptuous and juicy. Now, if I have anything to say about this deck, this is the number one play you're going to want to do. Hog Bats, okay? You receive girthy front load damage with good reciprocation from the DPS from the Bats, okay? Already taking a girthy amount of his tower, kind of, okay? He defended a little bit too much there. Let's go with our log, take literally all that out. It's going to get a stab or two, but that's not too bad. Going to be a lot of positive elixir trades there. And off the rip, going to be able to go for another sexy beast nuke right off the rip here, okay? Another hog rider, if you will. He's going to go for a log. He's going to go for a lot of the defense there. Wow. This guy's really kind of overcompensating. And that's when you just kind of put a fat nut right on his chest. That sounds very hideous, right? When I say it like that in the present. But I'm talking about the Mega Knight. So let's try to hold back on the tears. Wow. This guy's really front-loading here. This is not how you really want to play the game, I'll be honest. For some reason, he just has so much elixir. I don't know where he's exactly getting it from, but he has it. Let's go for this. Let's go for bats as well, because he's going to put skeletons down, probably log all that. Yep, there it is. The unfortunate part is Evo Skeletons are going to take that out pretty much completely. Wow, we are. I was expecting to kind of slap this guy in the face as soon as he put down that, 12 elixir defense in the first round, but apparently not. I think we're going to be fine, though. Let's actually fireball this. I'm not trying to deal with all that at all. That's going to be too girthy for me to handle anyway. And then he doesn't have his Evo Goblin Barrel either, so we should be pretty good with a log and whatever he wants to do with us. But I think we should be good on here. He's gonna hold back a little bit. That's what you definitely do not want to do against Mega Knight Cycle, is hold back. So we're gonna be able to reciprocate a fat nut in the back. No purple nuts, okay? If your nuts are purple, you gotta log off, okay? No purple nuts in this game. No. We have two purple cards, Evo Skeletons and Evo Bats, the way better Evos in this game. The reason I like Evo Skelly so much too is because people forget about him. I always split him in the back like this, and they always end up forgetting about maybe one lane, right? And then I just grip on tight, hope for the best, and it ends up actually working in my favor. The unfortunate part is he put that in the other lane, so the Evo Skellies are going to all die. But we have that one little Skelly there. He's going to have to log it just to make sure it doesn't get to the tower. And that's the thing. Always going to be, that was pretty much a 2 for half elixir trade right there they just put down, because he had to log the one Evo Skelly. Let's go for our bats right here. Okay, we are kind of in a ticklish position just because this guy definitely has defense and a half. Let's go for a log on here to predict kind of the Skellies that he might put down or something like that. Beautiful. Now he doesn't have a lot of defense here. We're going to at least get a hit on the tower. Let's go for fireballs to take out that Dark Goblin. We are in a tender position, right? He might mirror that at the bridge. Let's go for this. I was not expecting all that. Okay. Wow. This guy's really off to a girthy start, but not quite the girthy amount that he wanted, I don't think. Let's go for a nut in the back to defend anything they might throw at our faces. And then hopefully he goes for a Dark Goblin in the back so I can fireball that, because he loves giving me that juicy value. There he is once again, getting me that pretty much the girth that I wanted. So let's go for our log on here. Pretty good. He doesn't have the Evo just yet. And then let's actually reciprocate in the other lane. He's going to go for a mirror on that. Wow! This guy's really tickling my toenails this morning. Or at least this evening, I should say. Let's go for a fireball on this again. And as you can see, he seems to be using quite a girthy load of elixir, and somehow he's still not dead. And I agree. I don't know how it's happening. He's going to probably go for a Goblin Barrel. And the Evo Skelly! Woo! Almost tickled his toenails. Pulled cheese right out of his crevice there. Hopefully, can we get another hit on that hog? No, we're not going to be able to. That might be a fireball away. And the Evo Skellies are connecting. Not even I noticed them connecting to the tower, but they always end up connecting. That's why you don't want a purple nut, but you want a purple Skelly. And so that's what we're going to be able to do today. Purple Skellies, purple bats, no purple nuts for Nut Cycle. If that makes any sense to you, subscribe. Let's go for our hog and bats play at the bridge here. He's kind of screaming over fear of my big boy running up front. Big black, big back, am I right? Alright, let's go for our fireball here. Let's go for a log here as well, just so we can take out that witch completely. He might have something girthy like a Mega Knight here, but what we're going to be able to do if he does go for a Mega Knight at the bridge is just kite to my King Tower with these two cards. And that's why you might say, Daddy, there's not enough D. Pause, but then suck back and listen, okay? There is, because there's so many different placements you can do with these cards that you're going to have enough defense either way you want to put it, right? You could say, how are you going to defend a Mega Knight with these two cards? 2 elixir defense on the entire Mega Knight by kiting into the King Tower. You just don't have the brain cells to kind of compensate that. Yeah. Okay, we're in a little bit of a trouble position here. We are. I will admit, right? I was a little too girthy on the first play of the game, so I ended up kind of reciprocating a little too much. We ended up defending, at least to the best of our ability. I will admit, air defense in this game, right? You're going to be at an all-time low. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You're just going to have to hold on for dear life. The Dark Goblin is good air defense. That's going to be kind of a tricky position on our tower right there. Yeah, it's unfortunate. We kind of had to let that connect. I didn't have my skeletons back in cycle. Anyway, you're going to have to hold on against any balloons or whatever. You do have a fast cycle, so you can get back to your cards pretty fast, at least the air defense ones. But ultimately, right, it's going to be hard against some girthy pushes like Lava Hound, or, I mean, if you're facing against maybe like an Golem in general, where you have some pretty voluptuous air defense cards, or air offensive cards like Evo E-Dragon and Evo Electro Dragon, you're not going to be able to do too good against them. But, you know, you win some and you lose some, and that's where you're going to lose. Let's go for our log right here to suck all that out. That's unfortunate, dude. Once again, he's kind of grabbing me by the... Okay, it's fine. Let's go for a hog right here. He might go for a mini P.E.K.K.A, but I'm not too sure. Hold up, this guy just kind of fumbled right there. He's going to let that stay alive. Let's go for this at the bridge here. He might have to go for an arrows on that just so... Yeah, he's going for a snowball on that, in fact. Okay, let's go for a bachelor here. We should be good on that. It'll be an interesting part if he wants to upgrade. I don't think he does. Okay. Our towers are pretty low in general. This graveyard's going to be definitely an interesting play to play against because he pretty much counters my entire deck, if you think about it. He has the mini P.E.K.K.A. He has the Witch for ultimate maximum defense. Yeah. Okay. I need to be able to take this out right away. So we're going to go like this. Beautiful. Beautiful! I did not expect to be able to take that out, but I'm just so girthy sometimes. I know that sounds wrong once again, but it's not. Let's go with this in the middle right here. Kite this even further with the Ice Spirit. Hopefully we can do that. Beautiful. Kite that even further. Beautiful. Let's go for a reciprocating push in the lane with this. Hopefully we can get something off here. I think we actually can. Battle ends in only a couple seconds. This and a log, that's on the tower still. Hold up. Do we get it? Can we reciprocate 1 HP? This is why you have such a fast cycle. Even by the lick of my little tongue, I can still get back to a fireball in only 4 card plays because my cycle is so cheap. So even against decks like that, where we were down a lot, we can still pull back with some voluptuous girth, right? Longitude and latitude, magnitude and vector is going to be what we're putting into this game today. So we're already on the next battle. That is Japanese, yes. I was trying to tell by the writing, and then I saw the flag in his symbol, so I figured it was Japanese. But yeah, Japanese is a language that I like. Not to learn, but just to look at. It's a lot simpler than Chinese, although I think Chinese characters are pretty cool. If you look at Japanese, it's only like a few lines, right? Chinese is very all the way around, but the Japanese is very simple. It could be good in their own situations, though, because the Japanese... It's simpler, but the Chinese is also very, I think it's a little cooler in general just because it has a lot more motion or turbulence, if you will, to it. I think we're actually be able to leave that Mega Knight alone for the most part. Let's maybe just kind of reciprocate out with... Ooh, okay. So this guy wants to bring the load, he wants to bring everything with it. Wow, that was actually really a waste of an Ice Spirit there. Ooh, he killed... Woo! Dude. Dark Goblin's been putting in a little bit too much work this morning. Let's go for this here. That's behind it. I've been trying to do like at least 100 push-ups a day, just in general. I've only done about 30 today. I did about 200 yesterday. So I guess it kind of maybe carries over. No, I'm not gonna try to, justify myself. I gotta do 200 push-ups today, or at least 100 push-ups today. I just gotta kind of work on my girth a little bit. See these Pythons. Right, they're not getting anywhere without those push-ups, or at least some type of work. And unfortunately, I did not hit the pool this morning, which I wanted to because I went to bed at 1:30. Not my favorite. That's fine. Let's lock back into the game here. Evo Bats. And again, I love splitting Skellies because he is not even really too concerned about the Skelly net lane. Unfortunately, he has a splash damage, which is going to be a little hard to connect to the tower. We're not going to be able to. Let's go for Ice Spirit here, actually, too. Ooh, it's a little bit earlier. I would have hit him with a nice little King Tower activation. Let's go with our log right here, take that all out, and a nice, simple Dark Goblin down below. That's going to be locked in my tower, which is going to be fine, because my Dark Goblin will still be alive. And we're up just a little bit of damage, which is all we need. We just need to be up a little bit of damage, tickle his toes on the front line, and all of a sudden, a little piggy will go missing, and boom, we'll have him by the neck. Let's go with maybe a Cycle Skellies in the background. And this is the good thing about having not the purple nut, is that you get your evolution so fast. Let's go for a Fireball on that, because that's going to be a really devious card for you to deal with all the time. I think we're going to actually have to go with something like this. And we're going to have to go with something like this as well, dude. This guy's really bringing the load here this morning, I will admit, or at least, sorry, this afternoon, shall I say. That Fisherman actually kind of just sold him there because it pulled the Mega Knight back, so the his Mega Knight wasn't able to jump. Let's go with this Fireball here as well, so we're able to take out that Witch. I pushed the Witch back. I don't think it matters there. We're still going to be in a pretty good position there. And then that's not the best Fisherman. Let's actually go with this and this right off the rip here, so we can take that pretty much all out. He is going to hold... Oh, yeah, he sucks the Ice Spirit. Not... Okay, that was going to suck the Hog Rider. He sucked the Ice Spirit, so we get hit on his tower. And now he does have his King Tower activated. I don't have mine activated. Hopefully, you can put... Ooh, okay, this is actually pretty good for us. We do have our own double elixir right now, so let's just go for this. Do we hit the 9 as well? Wow! We are really overloading here this morning. Oh, I mean, this afternoon, man. Come on. Okay. That's unfortunate. Let's go for a Mega Knight on here so that doesn't hit the Evo Bats. He's going with our Fireball in the Bats. Wow, that was a pretty tender play by him. I didn't expect him to put that much load into it, but I guess he did. Let's go for a Hog Rider here as well. I might go for a Mega Knight on that, but he's kind of just not going with the Mega Knight. He's going with the Knight instead, which is an interesting play. He needed to go for the Mega Knight there, to be honest, the cycle. Let's go for a Fireball on the King Tower because he can take that out completely, and we already won the game. I mean, ooh. I don't even know how to describe it. 3 wins in a row. Should we play another one? Let's play another one just for good measures to make sure this is the best Mega Knight cycle deck. Again, no statistics to back this because, honestly, there really is no Mega Knight cycle deck in Royale API that I think you can reasonably find as a good Mega Knight cycle deck. But this is a good Mega Knight cycle deck. I actually made it by my own. Now, maybe someone else, you know, in a cave or in their grandma's basement made this when they were like 5 years old and I don't know about it. But... you know, I regress. I made this deck, ultimately, right? So, this is going to be the deck I'm going to be playing. This is the Mega Knight Cycle deck that Daddy created, and then hopefully you will be using too, because I do think it's pretty good. Unfortunately, we're not able to go for really anything on that. We're going to have to go for this on this, to be honest, and we're going to have to go for this as well. Yeah, again, not the best start out here. He kind of caught me in an odd cycle because let's go for Skeletons here, actually, to defend that a little bit more. We don't have a Login cycle, actually, where we really want to be. Let's go for a Hog Rider here as well, so we can push up front lines. This is the unfortunate avenue. We do actually, okay, he has definitely a tankier deck than me, so he's going to have to use some girthy cards to defend my pushes, which is going to be pretty good because I have a cycle deck, or at least mainly cycle deck. We're actually going for a Fireball, and let's just take all that out because I don't want the Valkyrie getting too much damage on my tower, and then the Mega Minion too, just to kind of suck any remaining health in there. He doesn't have the Hero Mega Minion, which is pretty nice because my Dark Goblin can stay alive now, and yeah, it's pretty much about that. Let's go for maybe our Ice Spirit in the back here. And I want to go for my Hog Rider to the bridge as soon as possible. Get the nice girthy dude down right in the middle of the map right there. And then I want to go for my log on that, but I know I can't because he does have a Skeleton Barrel, which I don't like. Hopefully we actually, you know what, the good thing about this is we can actually cycle back to our Fireball, which I'm going to want to use right now because that is a pretty girthy play. And I just can't take, actually, let's go for a Dark Goblin instead. Sorry, I was a little too rambunctious there. He's going to kill my Evo Skeleton in the lane, but we should be fine. He used arrows there, which he probably didn't need to do, so he might be down a little bit of elixir, but probably not too much. Let's go for our Ice Spear Hog Rider play right here. The Ice Spear Hog Rider play is pretty much, it's an unforgettable play, really. If he puts down a Storm card, they're all dead. If he puts down something like a Valkyrie, like he just did, wow, that fully counters it from that range. I thought I had to be a little farther away. Okay, wow. Let's go for a Mega Knight right here. We're gonna have to kind of go for some split lane. That pushes the Ghost. What the heck is that? Okay, we have to go for Fireball on this. Wow, I did not expect that to counter all that. Wow. Okay, it sucked. So it just sucked my Mega Knight back far enough so that he couldn't. We had to go for this, unfortunately, even though he does have a Skeleton Barrel, which is quite unfortunate. We're going to have to go for a Dark Goblin on it. Let's go for this actually right on the bridge here, because I don't think he is. Again, his deck is definitely a little girthier than mine. Let's go for Arrow's Valkyrie play and the Royal Ghost. This guy's kind of reciprocating a little too much elixir, I think. Let's go for our Mega Knight up front. This is where things get a little too tender. If that connects my tower, too, that's the thing. The death damage on that is still taking a toll on my tower anyway. Hopefully we can lock in and take his tower. I'm not sure if we'll be able to, though. The one more game probably wasn't the best bet for me. I was about to go on a 3-game no-losing streak, but unfortunately, we're going to be able to... Ooh, do we get 2 hits with that Hog Rider? Hold up. We are definitely still in this, but how far are we in it? That's the question. He does have, obviously, his Skeleton Barrel, which is really tender on my end. Let's go with our Mega Knight right here. That's going to be pretty good value right there. And I'm pretty much going to actually have to Fireball his... Unless my Dark Goblin can lock in, I'm going to kind of have to Fireball his... Skeleton Barrel because I cannot let it do even death damage to my tower. Mega Knight jump! The Vortex. That was really insane. That's the thing about having two girthy beasts already to Master 3. That was actually great to finish the game. Well, thank you for watching. Two girthy beast load deck. Mega Knight cycle to the max. This is going to be the deck. No purple nut. Two purple cards though. Skellies and bats. Subscribe, like. Thank you for watching. Again, don't be afraid to include a little bit of color in your deck. I love the big fat hog, and he is for sure just an absolute test beast. So, here's the deck. Thank you for watching.
Run it up, moonshine in my gut. Shoot a buck, made a buck to fly.